Hi, this is Mike from Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and on today's video we'll be doing a BIOS flash on this motherboard here. So this is the ASUS Tuf Gaming B850M plus Wi-Fi7. Now this one has actually been kindly lent to us for testing and taking a look at by Dom. Thank you very much, Dom, much appreciated. So on today's video we'll do a BIOS flash. This is the USB BIOS Flashback. Now for those of you wondering, if you're trying to flash the BIOS on one of these, you can do it with a fully built system if you wanted to, and you can even flash it if you've got a fully working system and Windows is running. You can just go into the BIOS and flash it from there. But if you're doing this from the standpoint of having a brand new system and you're waiting for other parts to come, maybe memory, graphics cards, etc., then you can get the board prepped with a USB BIOS Flashback. There is a button on the back of the board, which you can see just here. Give you some close-ups of that, and there is an LED above it so you can know the status. And for those of you wondering, the BIOS Flashback port is this one here. There's a little rectangle around the actual USB port, so you do have to use that one. Also, things you're going to need if you're doing a BIOS Flashback, so obviously you need the motherboard itself. You need a USB drive, ideally 32 gigabytes or smaller. This is because the BIOS file needs to be in the FAT32 file system, and FAT32 basically only supports up to 32 gigs in Windows. Potentially you can do it with larger drives, etc., but you do need to make a smaller partition. You also need a power supply, ATX power supply, so we've got one here, this is our little SFX power supply. When it comes to actually powering the board whilst doing the BIOS flash, two connections that you need. One is the 24-pin main power connector, and also the 8-pin EPS or CPU power connector. Don't need anything else on the board at all. You can leave it completely bare, so no RAM, no processor, graphics card, etc., M.2s. Ideally, it's best if you can leave those off, just in case they kind of conflict in any way, shape or form, or maybe you've put in some RAM and it's faulty RAM, so that is going to prevent the system from going into the BIOS update phase. Like I said, you can do this on a fully built system if you wanted to, but for me, I do find it's easier, and also kind of a test of my own sanity if I do it on a bare board. That way I know nothing else is going to get involved or interrupt the process. So that is pretty much it from that standpoint. You'll also need access to a computer to obviously go to the ASUS website and download the latest BIOS file, of which we'll do that next. Okay, so this is the website for the particular motherboard, so the Tuf Gaming B850M plus Wi-Fi7. On the site there, go to the support tab, and then go to drivers and tools, and then go into BIOS and firmware. As you scroll down, you'll probably notice the latest version is going to be at the top, and if you want to see older versions, they'll be down here. If for some reason, depending on when you're watching this, you're trying to flash the BIOS and it just won't have it at all, it could be because you're trying to jump too many BIOS steps in one go. You can't always necessarily go directly to the very latest BIOS, depending on how old the board is. Some will, some won't, but if you're getting problems, try doing a slightly older BIOS version. So we're going to go with this one because we believe this is a brand spanking new board, so it should be pretty up to date. And we'll click on the download button, and we'll just save this to our Windows desktop. It will be a zipped file, so we'll need to decompress it or unzip it a little bit later on. So we'll close that now, we don't need this window anymore, and at this point we'll plug in our USB flash drive. So there is our USB drive plugged in, and it looks like it's empty, but to be on the safe side we'll just make sure it's formatted so we know everything is okay. It is already at FAT32, so that's excellent, that's what we want. And we'll set the allocation size to the defaults. If there's anything in the volume label, I would suggest removing that. Sometimes it can cause problems. And obviously if you've got any data or programs on the drive that you need to save, obviously now is a good time to move those off because this drive will be erased in its entirety. So let's go ahead and start the process. We'll get a message up saying that it's going to erase all the data as we just said, so we're okay with that. So we'll click OK. And the format is completed. So that is the drive prepared. The next thing we can do is to get the BIOS file prepared. So here is our download, the zipped file, so we'll need to unzip it. So we'll right click on it and we'll choose extract all, and we'll just extract it to the default location, which will be on our Windows desktop. It's probably going to automatically open up anyway, and there is the BIOS file. So if you are doing just a normal BIOS update, so the system is working, you've got access to the BIOS, or you're doing it via Windows, then you can leave the cap file in its current state. That is the actual BIOS file. If you're doing a USB flashback, you need to rename the file. And in order to do that, there is an executable file from ASUS which will do that for you. So if we click on that twice, it will open up this window saying this file has been renamed. To use BIOS Flashback, copy the cab file to the root of your USB flash drive. Press any key to continue. So that's done that for us. So now we can see that file has been renamed. So we can highlight it, right click, we'll choose copy. We'll then go to our USB drive and we'll bang it into the root. Just click on paste. And there we go. So don't put it into a folder, put it directly into the root of the drive. So now we can eject that drive and we can head over to our little test rig and get this BIOS flashed. Okay, so we've got our USB drive prepared and ready. We've got our motherboard on the box just to keep it off of any static surfaces. We've got a power supply plugged into the mains. The power switch is turned off currently, and we've got our two cables ready. So let's go ahead and plug those in. So you've got two connections here at the top for the CPU power. You can use either one of those, it's absolutely fine. So we're going to grab our EPS cable and plug in one there. Make sure it clicks firmly into place. And then we've got to do the same with our 24 pin, which is on the far side. And make sure that is fully in and latched into place. That's great. So the next thing we need to do is to get our USB drive and put it into the flashback port. And as we said previously, there is a little rectangle around the outside edge there, so we can plug that in. Oh, there is actually a cover over this particular unit, it seems. Didn't want to go in. There we go. Actually, sorry Dom, but I'm going to do the peel. I might put it back on after. So now we're pretty much ready. So we can turn on the power supply, make sure that's getting power. Next thing to do, we'll press and hold the BIOS flash button for about 3 seconds or until we see some activity on the actual LED. So 1, 2, 3. And you can just about see there, it is flashing. Also, you'll probably find on the motherboard, you'll get one of the diagnostic D-LEDs come on. In this instance, it's the amber one, which hopefully you can just about see in that top corner there. And that is kind of it. So all you want to do now is to leave it to do its own thing. It should take somewhere in the region of about 5 to 6 minutes to completely finish. You'll notice that the LED will change speed, so it'll start off flashing quite slowly, then it will speed up, possibly then it will slow down a little bit. Essentially just leave it alone, let it do its thing, and what we're waiting for is for the BIOS flashback LED to extinguish, turn itself off, and you may hear the power supply click off or the kind of motherboard try to reboot itself at the end of the process. But just be patient, let it do its thing, and we'll come back when it's finished. And there we go, we've come to the end and the LED has extinguished. So the LED is not flashing anymore. So that means the BIOS flash process has been successful and has completed. So now we know that the BIOS flash has been successful and has fully completed. We can turn off the power supply, remove our USB drive, and we can now disconnect the cables there. Or alternatively, if you wanted to, you could always put in a CPU, RAM, graphics card potentially as well, just to make sure that the system actually posts and goes into the BIOS itself. Entirely up to you if you wish to do that, but for us, this is pretty much done. We will be doing a review on this board as well, so if you want to check that out, please feel free to do so. And as always, if you get any problems with going through this process, please let us know in the comments section below, or alternatively, head over to our Discord. We've got dedicated channels for BIOS technical support, so you're more than welcome to join those. I think that's going to pretty much wrap this one up. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you have, smash the like button. If you want to see more content like this on a daily basis, hit subscribe, and don't forget, if you do that, click on the chime notification and choose all notifications. That way you'll be notified of future video releases. But for now, I've been Mike. This is Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and hopefully we'll catch you in the very next video. Thanks for watching.